week it's been. Honestly. Prince George was christened on Wednesday. Yeah, the little royal baby got his head wet. Aww. That's what happens when you crawl through the legs of a great-granddad with a bladder infection. The Queen took a back seat in the actual ceremony. I mean, at her age, they worry she'll get muddled up and name the baby by smashing a bottle of champagne against his bow. Apparently, it's traditional for royal princes to be circumcised, but the family never confirm it. Oh? So unless William starts buying his trousers from the same place as Dermot O'Leary, I guess we'll never know for sure. Sir Alex Ferguson's new autobiography was published. Oh, I'm so excited about this. There I was at Waterstones, 9 a.m. Let me in! In the book, Fergie says David Beckham was ruined by Victoria. And if we're honest, she wasn't that great for the Spice Girls harmonies. Fergie also reveals that Wayne Rooney struggles with his weight. No shit. Come on. Rooney's the only player to have missed a game with a sprained muffin top, have you seen? Francis won the final of the Great British Bake Off. Good old Francis, though. She was born to be a pastry chef. Now, mainly because her teeth are the perfect shape to crimp the edge of a pasty. I'm the same. All right. I love Francis. She's like a sister from another mister. I've got to thank you. All right. If we kissed, there'd be a spark. All right, and now we go. The tension when the cakes went in the oven. 25 nervous minutes wondering if it's going to fall flat. Oh, it's like waiting for Brucey to get to the punchline on Strictly. What a lineup we had for you tonight. He's a chart-topping rock god and an actor who's been in some of the finest films of the past 20 years. He's like an emo David Hasselhoff. Yes, Jared Leto's in the house. And I'll also be chatting to Ricky Gervais's right-hand man and that ray of sunshine that is Karl Pilkington. I know, we all love a bit of Karl. I always have a bit of Febreze on my sofa, but tonight I've got Mr. Sheen. That's right, Masters of Sex star Michael Sheen is in the house. And the amazing Icona Pop will be performing later. But first, she's a blonde bombshell from Britain's Got Talent who knows where Simon Cowell buries the bodies. Put your hands together for the one and only Amanda Holden! Look at this dress.
Every time
even blind people can enjoy it. Look at that.
Well, you know what it is, Alan? This is actually my book in Braille. This is my autobiography. But I have to sit up in it, otherwise I look it's a bit loose.
Oh, OK,
so I'm going to sit up posture.
You just point your pearly breasts towards me, that's wonderful. They ain't doing a thing, I'm afraid, no, but anyway. Right, what do you want to drink, love? You got Messerschmitt, herbal schnapps.
No. I'll have that. That is my favourite drink.
Oh, my God.
I love a sherry on a Sunday when I'm doing the Sunday dinner.
Yeah, lovely. Is that how much do you do the measure? Is that the measure? Is that right?
My nan has a sherry and she hides it behind the microwave and we always know because her cheeks go really red.
Oh. Well, because she's standing next to a microwave, isn't it? She defrosting.
Do you not think... You're on fire tonight, Alan.
It's a sherry.
Jeez. Smell that. Does that not say Christmas?
It does.
It says Christmas.
Oh, it does, it does.
It's only like 76 days.
Now, all the papers this week have been saying Simon Cowell's going to get married.
I know.
Have you been invited?
No.
And can I be the... Oh,
I haven't, well, not yet. I mean, I think he will get married, actually.
This year?
No, because I don't think she'd want to get married with a bump. She's a lovely girl, she's got a great figure, and I think she won't want to do that with a big bump.
Oh.
No. I would love to go, but I don't know. If he does that, I probably
If you do
won't.
get a +1, can I come?
Of course you can. We'll really play it down. They'll never know we're there, Alan.
Yeah. You just brought out your life story, no holding back. It's very gossipy, and I love the bit about Simon's health regime.
Oh, yeah.
He's got this white witch.
Yes, Dr. Wendy. She is amazing. He said, I had this little Amanda, would you like me to send Dr. Wendy down to you? This is when we were doing Britain's Got Talent one year, and I said, oh, yes. And it was after a show, and I had a room full of people, gin and tonic in it, after one of the acts and stuff. And she came in, and she literally shoved an injection there into me with this drip. It looked like urine, but it's not. It's vitamin B12 and C and everything you could think of, and it was going... I had that going in me that end and that going in me that end.
Oh, my God.
I was pregnant a month later.
How do you know
I
that?
think it's Chris's.
Yeah.
I don't think...
Reading the book, you go to the hospital, and then guess who pokes his head through the curtains? Jimmy Savile.
Well, yeah, but not when I was having a baby.
No. No, it was earlier. It's earlier. You're like, no.
When I was 19.
I mean,
I was cutting a cake and I sliced my finger. I've still got the scar. So I went with my then boyfriend to the hospital and they stitched it up and they put a bandage around it and I literally was waiting like that. And then this man drew back the curtains and made this flippant remark like I'd tried to maybe take my own life by slicing my finger. So I was like, ah. Then I was like, oh, that's Jim will fix it. Oh, my God. And then he said to me, do you have any gynecological problems? I swear to you. And luckily this boyfriend's there, so he's my witness. And I went, no. And he went, I can give you one. But you know what? I'm saying this story flippantly because at the time I was a student and for me it was just like, what a bizarre story. And I went back to drama school and kind of told everyone that story and there was no serious weight to it or anything. Now I put it in the book, it's all like, ooh. But I am not like with those poor people that he has...
No.
Jesus, it was just a really bizarre...
Oh, such a
moment.
dirty
And I was going on going, Jim will fix it. Jim will fix it.
You've got a lovely family and a great career. You have. Now, the last 2 chapters of the book, I mean, my God, they are they are so traumatic and heartbreaking. However, did you find... I don't know, something inside you to write it down, because it was so hard reading it, let alone living through it and writing it. How did you even get your head round that?
Do you know, it was really hard. When I started, because I wrote all the book in longhand, because I'm not a very fast typer, and I went away and just did it on my own, and it was hideous to write it, but it was really cathartic, and you kind of exorcise all the ghosts. And then I said to Chris, who is my worst critic, and he never gives me any bullshit, so I know if he says something good, then it's real. And that night he read it and he was quite choked up about it. So I knew then it worked. But, you know, there's been an awful lot written about that bit of my life. But this is my bit, and now I'm going to draw a line under it and never talk about it again. But it's there if someone wants to read it. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, when people read the book, that's the great thing about the book. There is all the gossipy bit and there is the flippant bits, but then at the end, it's... I found it really powerful, and I'm not just saying that.
No, and it was a tough thing to have to write.
When you're writing a book, do you have to ring all your exes up to say, look, I'm not... No, you do, because there's someone...
There was only one.
Oh, please. You should see the index. I'm like...
He is so lying.
No.
I said in my book, I can count the people I've slept with on 2 hands and 1 foot. That's truthful.
So what about Les Dennis? Did you ring him up and tell him you were doing a book?
No, but we share the same PR people, so they kind of told him I was. And he was fine with it, because he wrote one, so...
To be honest, you were quite fair about Les.
I think I was.
You weren't a hatchet job, because I was like, oh, here we go. No! She's going, I'll go. But no, you didn't.
I was married him for 10 years. I loved him. You know, you can't be married to someone and not love them for 10 years. Look.
Because people don't realise you were like the Kim and Kanye of the 90s.
That's right. You are so right about that. But, you know, I had a very happy marriage till it went wrong.
I mean, you could probably see the signs that it weren't going so well. When did he propose to you over the phone?
Yes, and he was drunk on a cruise. So I suppose, but, you know, at the time I was excited. But then he came to Germany when I was then working, and then he re-proposed by a river, and no word of a lie, and this is in the book, a swan went past, and I literally had the ring, and I was like, oh, look, there's a swan, and then a dead swan went past. I tried not to see it as a sign. But, yeah, that was fate trying to tell me something.
Yeah. You talk about why you and Les split up and why you had that fling with Neil Morrissey. Why didn't you tell your side of the story earlier?
I didn't... Oh, my God. When all that happened, I was in the press so much. It was awful, and I was getting this terrible reputation for being a slapper and a minx and everything, because if you're a woman and you have an affair, that's it, you're a slag. If you're a man, you can do what you like. But if you're a woman, you're not allowed. So I didn't want to be in the tabloids any more than I had to be in them, and I think if I'd come back and gone, my story, it would not have bode well for me, and I knew there would be a time when I was more settled and later on, so 12 years on, I did it. And it's better doing it from a place when you're really happy and you've got children and, you know... It's in the past, Alan.
Yes, yes. Oh. Piers Morgan made your life hell.
He did.
He did, because he was the one. And when you were on the panel with him for Britain's Got Talent, he didn't apologise, did he?
No. My first day when I went to Britain's Got Talent, he said... He was very nervous, apparently, of meeting me, because he knew he turned my life upside down, because it was the mirror that found me with Neil Morrissey and all that stuff and broke the story and then hounded me for 5 years. And then I'm not feeling sorry for myself. And he said, I think you should thank me, Amanda. I was like, what? He said, well, you know, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have your very good-looking husband and your baby Lexi. And I was like, I am never thanking you.
No.
So I didn't. And I describe him in the book as a fat, bloated shitbag. Yeah. And I stand by that. Oh, no. But I can honestly say he's become one of my closest friends, and, you know, it's so bizarre, because I didn't even want to breathe the same air, and if I could have had him kneecapped or even killed, I would have done it. But now, you know, there's only a few people in your life that you know you could pick up the phone and say, I need you to help me. Yeah. He's one of those people. He is amazing like that, and we have a great relationship, and I can't believe it. Neither can he, I don't think.
The book's absolutely fantastic.
Thank
Good
you.
luck with... When's it out?
It's out now. It's available to buy in all good bookstores.
It's Amanda Holden, everyone! After the break, Karl Pilkington, Michael Sheen, Jared Leto and Icona Pop will be here. See you in part 2. Welcome back. Michael Sheen, Jared Leto and Icona Pop will be here soon. First, though, he was an idiot abroad, but in his new show, he might just have discovered the meaning of life. Give it up for Karl Pilkington! You're being dressed up, Karl.
Oh, this is all right, isn't it? I don't like dressing up. It makes me all nervous. Oh.
Have you been paintballing?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you could bloody dress up.
No, honestly, this makes me nervous dressing up.
Well, have you got bloody cargo pants on?
These are me posh ones as well. I'm not messing about.
Right, let me get you a drink. Come on, let's...
Yeah.
What do you want, my love? We've got Jeremiah Weed, cider brew. Do you like Aftershock?
I've never had that.
Oh, it's nice. It's like an aperitif. Special brew, just special brew.
What are you having?
I thought even Mariah Carey weren't this bloody fussy.
Honestly, just give me something. I don't really, just give us anything, honestly.
Have a special brew. Do you want a glass or just out the tin?
I'll have it in a glass.
Okay.
I get spots when I drink out of cans.
Here, we've got to talk about your new show.
Yeah, go on.
It's called The Moaning of Life, and it's you basically trying to find the meaning of life, isn't it?
I mean, it's a job. Listen, I know, because I don't want to pretend, you know what I mean? It's not like one of them things where it's like, yeah, I'm on a journey and all that. You hear people say that on the telly and it sort of annoys me. He goes, no, you did it because the money was right.
Yeah.
But the money was right. But I'm interested in life. Do you know what I mean? We're all involved in it.
Yeah.
So,
Is it because you've turned 40 recently? No, are you having, like, a midlife crisis?
no, I've always been old. Honest to God, my mum always said I was an old baby. How old are you?
Well, I'm 27. Yeah.
Tough paper round. No, you're not, are you?
No, I am 37, but I've got one of those faces and looks that when I go 37, people are like, yeah, 42, 43. No,
I'd have thought 41. I thought you were older than me.
Fuck off. That is so rude.
But a good 41.
Fuck, there's nothing good about being the wrong side of 40.
You honestly think you look younger? Honestly?
Honestly?
If it was a competition and someone said, win 200 grand, guess this man's age, I would not have said below 40. Definitely not. Definitely not.
OK, that's fine. I guess I'll just pick up the pieces and carry on with my life. The series started last week and it concentrated on marriage. Like me, you don't really believe in it either, do you?
I don't know what it's all about now.
No. What about your wife?
No, I've been with her.
Well, your girlfriend, you don't... Well, no, that sounded like it was her, yeah. You've got a ream or something.
She's not asked. I've been with her for 20 years and everything's good. Do you know what I mean? So what's the point?
But women say that, don't they? All women want to... They want that. They want a ring on the finger. That's why they go looking for it in desserts, don't they, and stuff, when they're like...
I don't know. I mean, if it's all about the ring and that, and then the dress, you know, she wouldn't look right in it. There's more chance. It's all the faff of it, that's all. If you love someone, I think that's great, right? But it's this big day, the faff, you know, the money involved.
Yeah. It's not only marriage, you're doing an episode on death.
It's amazing, that one.
Yeah. Really, yeah.
This is the thing with this programme. People always go, it's a joke, he's not taking it serious and all that. But every time, everything I'm saying, I believe in, whether, you know, I'm right or wrong or whatever.
Yeah.
And with death, you know, that isn't comedy. There's a woman dead in a corner. Where have you got these from?
They're sick. We get Jeremy Carl's cast-offs.
I mean, the family might watch this on YouTube.
Where's the family?
Ghana.
Ghana? I'm big in Ghana, I am.
Yeah. Well, listen, though, so she'd been dead for about 2.5 months. It was just a shock. I've never been to a funeral.
No.
And it was my job to sort of do her up, put makeup on her and all that. And once she's done up, they stick her in the corner of the room. Family and friends and that come in to sort of pay the final respects and all that to her. And it was this woman who worked on a market. So that's what she did when she was alive. So they stuck her in front of a table with all a clobber on, big thing on her head and all that. And she's sort of there with a fruit and veg. Like the staff in Tesco, really, most of them. But no, and you go in with money and stick money in her hand, and it's sort of.
Oh, so like she's still alive and working on a stall.
I mean, it's really nice when you think about how we do it, and it's all morbid, and we don't like talking about it, and how do we handle it? People there taking photographs.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I'm telling you, they've got it
so
right.
If this was in Ghana, I could have died, and they'd still put me in this seat. And I'd still have guests coming on, chatting to me. Now, like this.
That's your job, isn't it? Because that's your job, yeah.
There you go. On Sunday's show, I can't wait to see this. You're exploring happiness and how people find happiness, and you actually have some plastic surgery done, don't you? Because some people try to find happiness by changing their face and their looks.
A lot of people... It's in LA
Yeah.
where they all do that, don't they? Everyone's sort of having work done. And, yeah, I met this bloke called Justin.
Yeah.
He's had loads of work done. Everything is just had... It's all bits stuck everywhere. I mean, it's
Look, that's him there.
On the left.
How old is he? How old is he?
I think he's about 76.
Oh,
no, he's not. He's young. I can't remember. I think he's, like, in his early 20s. But he's had, like, you know, they're all implants. He's had put in his triceps done, nose, lips.
My God.
Arse.
Arse done? How can you have your arse done?
He had arse sort of pumped out a little bit.
We've actually got a clip. This is a clip of Sunday's show. This is Carl on his way to the Botox clinic in the Moaning of Life.
Did you?
No, I don't know. I haven't seen my anus in ages.
It's never been in my mind that I'm worrying. How's that looking?
No. You like to moan and you'd say you have a right to moan and everything. But how can I turn that frown upside down? What makes you happy? Surely something makes you smile.
The other day, I'll tell you what I was doing the other day. Yeah. Cleaning my cups. Do you know, because they stain, don't they, with tea?
Yeah, yeah.
And you can get this stuff called Milton. It's like a bleach that isn't as strong as Domestos. And I was in the kitchen for about 45 minutes. But honestly, that for me, it's those little things where I'm away on my own, I'm in the kitchen, Suzanne's happy watching Vera, I'm just cleaning the cups and you pour it from one to another. 45 minutes. Now, you're looking at me, honestly, I know that you're going, what the fuck? Have you ever done it?
No. I've never done it.
What simple things do you do that you go, this is all right, this is sort of what life's all about? You must have something in your life that you go, I look forward to this. Painting a skirting board.
No.
So what do you do then? What do you do for happiness?
I don't know.
Right then. You don't know what you're doing, you're floating about in showbiz land.
Well, if they're not bleaching cups.
Well, I pity your cups. Honestly, you don't know
I'll
how
tell
to
you
live.
what I do that you'll find boring.
Go on.
But I watch Tipping Point. With Ben Shepherd.
You see, no, you shouldn't share that. You see, I don't really like the telly going on before about 7. Because it's all shit before that. And why is Ben Shepherd coming round watching telly with you?
No, he hosts Tipping Point.
All right. OK.
Good luck with the series, it's absolutely brilliant. Karl Pilkington, everyone! After the break, Michael Sheen, Jared Leto and Icona Pop will be here. See you in part 3. Welcome back. Jared Leto and Icona Pop will be performing later. First, though, I've got a GMVQ in heavy petting, but my next guest is a true master of sex. Put your hands together for the incredible Michael Sheen! Right, what can I get you for a drink?
Ooh,
We've got Bacardi Breezer, we've got... What's this? Lethe. Belgian beer? Oh, Belgian beer?
Yeah, all right, Belgian beer.
OK, well,
Lovely.
no, I've got it in
Yeah.
especially. Oh, shit, I've got to get this all
Oh,
on.
no.
Oh, no.
Get ready, everyone.
Oh, I know.
Oh, my God.
Woo! Very anticlimactic. Hey, do you know what? It's so great to have you here. Honestly, you're just... Oh, no. I'll do it with the head. Have you ever worked in a pub?
No, I've never. Oh, my God.
Shit. Oh, my God.
Have you worked in a pub? Clearly not.
I have. I worked
have?
at a singles night.
Did you?
Yeah, in Northampton.
Lovely.
I know.
Did you used to sample the wares?
Oh, yeah. No, I used to get touched up by the horny women at midnight. Then I was going around picking up empties and people were like, you know, touching me inappropriately and everything. It was really wonderful.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, my love.
It's lovely
Cheers.
to be here. Lovely to see you.
That really wasn't worth pouring.
Wow.
You're on Channel 4 at the moment in
Yeah.
Masters of Sex. If anyone hasn't seen it, you've got to check it out. It's brilliant. And it's filth as well, isn't it? It is. It's set in the 50s.
Yeah.
And it's about this doctor who does research into sex.
Yes. And it's a true story.
I know, I couldn't
Actually,
believe it when I heard about this.
Yeah.
You researched this bloke, didn't you?
I did.
So, did you know about him before? Did you get the job and then research him?
Yeah, no, I didn't know anything about him before. As we do, you go on the internet and look up, you know, stuff. And he was, I mean, he's extraordinary. He's this extraordinary kind of mixture of things. You know, on the one hand, he's doing this study, this groundbreaking study about sex and sexuality and the most intimate thing. And yet he himself in his life was so guarded and messed up about sex. And, you know, so seeing the combination of those things is just fascinating.
Because was it true that he used to, like, watch prostitutes who were drilling a hole in the wardrobe door and watching them?
Exactly. When he first started trying to do the study, you know, it was so controversial. Nobody would agree to do it with him. No one would volunteer. So he had to work in a brothel with prostitutes. So he would look the prostitutes knew. But the clients that they were with didn't know that he was watching and timing them and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually he got volunteers and they did it in a room in the hospital and it was all very hush-hush and he got accused of it, you know, being a pornographer and smut and all that kind of stuff. But his agenda, who knows? When you watch the show, it's quite hard to work out what is going on for him, really.
Is he a perv or is he a pioneer?
Yeah.
Oh, so we do find out at the end?
Well, maybe. I mean, I think, is he a perv or a pioneer is a very good expression and one that I've heard being used for you many times.
But it's true. I mean, it's like when I drilled a hole in that YMCA cubicle toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm being a pioneer. No, Your Honour.
I noticed you looking through that hole in the dressing room door.
Well, yes.
Jared's dressing room door the
I'd
other
lost
day.
a contact lens, thank you very much, and I was just trying to find it.
Yeah.
So tell us that. What did he discover about sex?
Well, before his work, the prevailing theory was that women, if they brought themselves to orgasm through masturbation, that was a form of hysteria, that was a form of mental illness almost. That the only mature orgasm that a woman could achieve was being penetrated vaginally by their husband. So Masters discovered that a vaginal and a clitoral orgasm are exactly the same orgasm. There is no difference. So suddenly women could own their own orgasm. Now that's quite groundbreaking. And because I knew you'd ask, I brought two women along to show us the difference.
I love it.
Amanda.
Amanda, please. She's going to own her own orgasm.
Yes.
You make me sound like a council house or something. I now own my own orgasm. I'm very happy with it. Because as well as being a world-class doctor, he also invented the vibrator, didn't he?
Well, he invented something
We've got a picture of it. That's it. The glass vibrator,
That's right.
Ulysses.
Ulysses. So he did actually invent that, and it's a glass vibrator with a light inside and with a lens at one end. So he could look inside.
Oh, give over.
And what was going on.
I mean, what an episode of Dragon's Den that would have been. Can I imagine Deborah Meaden? I'm in. It's in. Well, we've got a clip here. This is an exclusive clip from next week's show. This is Masters recruiting new volunteers in the brilliant Masters of Sex. And this clip does include love bags. So look away if you don't like love bags.
That's in fact... Whenever I have had sexual intercourse once or twice in my life, I always like to start it by going, begin. I find it works.
America's very conservative. Have you had any backlash or anything over there? Because it is quite raunchy.
Well, they can get quite puritanical over there, I suppose. But, but you know, the sort of stuff that's happening in things like Breaking Bad, and have you seen that series Girls, Lena Dunham series?
Oh, yeah,
Girls
yeah,
as well?
yeah.
And, Game of Thrones, there's a pair of fun bags out every scene, almost.
I mean, we're getting a bit behind, because the closest we've got to Masters of Sex is Call the Midwife, isn't it? I mean, Miranda's tripped over a lot of things, but she's never fallen on a Ulysses, has she? Why are there so many British actors working in America now?
I don't know. I think there's a very, at times, maybe slightly misplaced respect for British actors in America.
Oh, yeah.
I think we have fantastic actors in Britain, but a lot of American producers and people kind of go like as if we can do no wrong over it. But now a lot of, I think, American audiences don't even realise that they're British. I think people think that Catherine Zeta-Jones is American.
I mean, do they know about Wales? Because obviously you're a proud Welshman. I mean, do they even know where Wales is?
They often sort of go, oh, yeah, I've heard of Wales. Yeah, which part of England is that?
Oh.
So you get a bit of that.
Do you get angry?
I get very angry about that. But they'll know maybe, they'll know Anthony Hopkins. They know Anthony because of Hannibal Lecter.
And they must know Richard Burton, surely.
Well, Richard Burton, maybe, yeah.
And because you're all from Port Talbot, aren't you? Or from round there?
Me, myself, Richard Burton, Anthony Hopkins and Rob Brydon.
Are you pleased about that new extension that's going to link the M4 to the docks? Did you know about this?
How'd you know about that?
I do my research. I'm not just a pretty face, Michael Sheen. No, I did. Honestly, yeah.
Well, yeah.
What do you think about
it's opened.
that?
There's a new road there.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day. I was there last week, and I was talking. This is incredibly boring for everyone.
No, it's not. We like to hear about this, don't we?
They were saying, well, Michael, you know, it used to take me almost half an hour to get from Baglan Moors down to the sea, and now with the new road, it takes me 5 minutes. Marvellous.
Well, there you go. There you go. Look at that.
I never thought I would come on Alan Carr's show and the audience would be clapping the new road in Port Talbot.
Well, there you
From
go.
Baglan Moors to the docks.
Not only is this show very entertaining, it's also informative. You've learnt something, haven't you? Yeah! So give it up for Michael Sheen. Good luck with the rest of the series. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's brilliant. After the break, Jared Leto and Icona Pop will be here. See you in part 4. Welcome back to part 4. Icona Pop will be performing later. First, though, he's the star of Fight Club and the frontman of 30 Seconds to Mars. He's the effing brilliant Jared Leto! You just dry humped me. You're like a dog. You're like a dog on eat the way you're up and down my leg.
I know a good thing when I see it.
What can I get you? I've got soya chocolate flavour.
Pretty dangerous, huh?
Yeah. Is it nice? Have you had it before?
It's very nice.
Oh, I might have a little bit.
It is.
Trouble is, I had an aftershock earlier and it might curdle in my stomach.
What's an aftershock?
An aftershock? Oh, it's like...
Translation, please.
Oh, it's, what is
Is it
it? I don't
diarrhea?
You can bloody talk, says the man drinking that. Look at it!
I missed you. Did anybody see the first time that we did this? Did you? Yeah.
You brought me a mohawk.
I did. And I actually have something very special for you. Yeah, this time. It can be worn as a merkin. Or, no, you know, I thought we'd keep up the tradition.
Oh, my God,
It's a new head of hair.
Oh, you bring me hair every time you come. Oh, my God. Do I look good?
You look good.
Oh, my God.
Look like the Olsen twins.
Oh, but do you know what? I'll pop it here on my globe. Is that OK?
Yeah.
Don't be offended.
No, I hope you use it some nights.
Oh, yeah. I use it as my alter ego, Sudoku.
Ooh.
You've come all this way
Yeah.
to see me.
Yes.
But also to flog a few copies of your new album?
Yeah, why not?
Love, Lust, Faith and Dreams.
Yeah.
Look at this. Damien Hirst doing the cover.
Not too shabby, right? One of my favorite artists. We used him in the music video and then ended up using one of his beautiful paintings for the cover of the album as well.
So now, listen, if people buy that, is that like a proper work of art?
Oh, it'll be worth at least £1 million.
Don't really?
So it's a great investment,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. The first single off the album, was that played in space?
It was. We did. We sent our song to space, the craziest thing ever, with the help of NASA, obviously. We didn't build a rocket. But we gave them a CD, and I just asked about it the other day. It's still up at the International Space Station, and it's traveled millions of miles now. It's gone around the Earth, you know, I don't know how many times, but yeah, that was a cool thing to do.
Well, who presses play up there?
You know, an astronaut does.
Don't be smart.
No, I didn't mean that. No,
Take your wig. No, I know, but I'm just saying, you send it
It was
up
a really cool moment. Everybody should try that at least once.
Do it, do it. The video for Up in the Air, it's got Dita Von Teese touching herself on a rodeo bull.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know her out? Look at that.
I mean, you know.
Hey, lads, look at that.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know her? How'd you get her to do that? Is she a fan?
I've known her for years, and I'm certainly a fan of her work. How could you not be?
Oh, no.
So I'm glad she was a part of it.
Do you know what? I interviewed her ages ago, not for a chat show.
Did you? Yeah.
But I found her so sexually intimidating that I couldn't stop shaking.
Yeah.
And I think she thinks I'm weird, and I started sweating. She had a new bra range out.
Yeah.
And she was like, what do you think of this bra like this? And I was like, doing like very weird. And tell me about this Bartholomew Cubbins who directed it. Now, I've been on the forums and everything.
Sure.
It's you, isn't it?
It may be. Yes. I have been directing under this alias for almost a decade now, and I did it just so I could have a little fun and do something anonymously, but it's the worst kept secret out there. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun to be behind the camera as well as in front of it, you know?
So what's your alter ego like? Does he tell you to steal?
I always think he does. I've made up this story that he's Danish. He has albinism, which is the correct way to say albino, which you're not supposed to say, and I just said it. Now I'm going to get in trouble.
What's wrong with albino? Why can't you say albino? I've said it before on the telly.
Yeah, I don't know.
'Cause I saw an albino on some Heelys, and I thought it was a ghost. No, I did.
Well, I had to say...
No, if it's true, it's not offensive.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a total prick, yeah.
What, the Bartholomew Cubbins, not the albino?
No.
Because I don't want any hate mail, all right?
Yeah.
Let's have a look at your latest video. This is 30 Seconds to Mars with the brilliant Do or Die. You're playing the O2 next month.
Yeah.
Are you going to do a Jay-Z and get on the tube?
No, but you know what I'd like to do is take a boat there.
Don't go on a duck boat.
No? What's a duck boat?
It's a boat that goes down the Thames, and one was on fire. Yeah, but no one died or anything. But they were like, ah! But the water was so shallow, they were going, ah! But it's a duck boat.
Yeah.
So you've been busy in your band for the last 5 years, but then you've done this film, The Dallas Buyers Club.
Yes.
So tell us about it.
I play a transgender person. I actually play a woman, and it was one of the roles of a lifetime.
Yeah.
I lost 30, 40 pounds. I waxed my entire body, including my eyebrows. Thankfully, it was a period piece, so I didn't have to go full Brazilian. Ladies, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And so do some of the men out there.
Don't point at me, love.
No, I
I don't don't know what that noise means. I just have a rusty knob.
Yeah.
I don't know. What sort of reaction did you get from men, though, dressed like that? Did you get anyone get wolf whistle going, hey, toots, come over here?
It was interesting because on set, I was in character the whole time. People on the set started treating me like the character and, you know, opening doors for me or offering their hand, rayon. It was usually the grips and the camera guys, the biggest, strongest guys around, and sometimes they'd say, hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight? So they forgot, I think, who I was. And it's amazing what happens when people find out you have a nice set of legs, though. They start, you know, you get invited to all the cool parties and...
Yeah, I know, I love it. Because I've done things before where I've had to dress as a woman. Because I end up looking like a slag. And I feel like a slag as well. I'm always going, oh, look at me, I've forgotten my panties. Good luck with the album, and next time, will you come and perform?
I would love to. It would be my absolute pleasure to come and play on this show.
Isn't he amazing?
Thank you.
Jared Leto, everyone! That's it for tonight's show. A massive thank you to Amanda Holden, Karl Pilkington, Michael Sheen, and, of course, Jared Leto! On next week's show, I'll be joined by the one and only Joan Collins, 4-star, Tom Hiddleston, Tiny Temper, and the brilliant James Corden. But now with a mashup of I Love It and All Night, it's a Coda Pop!